Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome to the East-West Show. Jack Chow on the East-West with Jin ETV. Yes, New Year is in the corner. We just celebrated Christmas in a different way. And it looks like we have celebration on the road, one after another. After the New Year, we have the Chinese New Year, and then followed by many. Right? So, it is always a time to think about ourselves, to make a New Year resolution. It is a resolution time, in my way, I call it. So today, joining me talking about the New Year resolution is a good friend of mine, Dr. Yu, Steve Yu, of Nectar Therapeutics. He majored in, he's got a doctorate degree in, what is that?
Pharmaceutics.
Pharmaceutical
sciences. Yeah.
Science. Okay,
yeah,
put it in a simpler language, right?
Right.
Pharmaceutical sciences, and he is now one of the researchers at Nectar Therapeutics, very, very, very big pharmaceutical firm. So, sir, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm very delighted to be Jack's guest.
Okay, when I say back to the show, I mean that you are back to Los Angeles.
Yes, yes.
Not in up north.
All right. I have been in Los Angeles from 99 to 96, so like nearly 17 years.
I see. And then you went with your job.
Yeah, John Nectar Therapeutics. Now it's world's top 15 in biotech.
Nectar is a very big name. Very big name.
Right.
Even me, who know nothing about the pharmaceutical industry, heard the name of Nectar. Right. Okay.
Right.
All right. Good. As a matter of fact, I'm not here touching base with you. Okay, only just a basic info about yourself, about your field of research, something like that. And then I will jump on to your personal story. How about that?
Yes.
Because I find your personal story more amazing than your area of research.
Thank you.
Of that, right?
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Now, to start with some basic yourself, some information, and your area of research just a little bit, and then we move from there. How about that?
Okay. Yes, I think my life story is actually basically the reaction of three words, like faith, hope, and love.
Faith, hope, and love.
Yes.
All right.
I was, born in a very small town in Jiangsu province, near the ocean. And actually, when I was 6 years old to 10, I actually was, I moved to countryside with my family. So I have seen one of the most difficult period in Chinese history, and so still see those how poor, how difficult many farmers.
You mean the revolution?
Yes,
the revolution.
Yeah, from our family like 70 to 75. Actually, I moved. My whole family moved from a town, city, to countryside.
To the countryside, to the country. Yeah. And where you witnessed poverty.
Poverty, yes.
Poverty. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What else then?
Hungry, of course, and also politically, it's. I mean, almost everything is like against. So I kind of I grew up in an environment under lots of pressure that actually helps me later can deal with lots of challenges. Doesn't want to say that.
Okay, that's a good philosophy.
Yeah, thanks to like Deng Xiaoping.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
yes,
black cats, white cats. Before my mom, family is one of the like largest landlord in the in that region. So it's when I was a kid, there almost seems no future and no opportunity. But then starting 76, you see the change.
For that, I have the little reference. I have some little reference to give you. I would say you are lucky already because you were born at least 15 years later than I was. In other words, I'm 15 years older than you, right? My privilege of having born 15 years earlier than you did was that I had the time to witness what is real poverty, what was really defined as hunger. The word hunger the word hunger in our nowadays dictionary loses all the basics of hunger.
Right.
Back then, we know exactly hunger.
Right.
Do you know what a picture? Can you imagine what a picture would that be when you're talking about 40 billion people died of hunger within 4 years, 58 to 62.
Yeah.
58, 59, 60, 61, 62.
Right.
Or four lapping into the fifth year, 5 years altogether, that's 40 billion people died of hunger.
Right.
So that, when compared to what you've seen at the Jiangsu rural
probably,
areas,
yeah.
just too little. Right?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
just say a story. Just say how it describes the hunger. Like I remember, for the 10 years birthday of my brother, elder brother, he couldn't find a egg to celebrate his birthday. Yeah, 10 years birthday. And most time I think we have to eat very like diluted meals. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of environment. Plus, I see not only the poverty, but also politically, because I mean, when I remember in the school, when you feel like what kind of class you are, so end up I ask my grandmother, say, what should I feel? You say, we don't have farmer at home, our home. Then people say, poorest or like middle, or rich, the farmer. But I have to end up feeling landlord or big landlord or something, kind of, in school.
In other words, you're confused to give yourself your own definition.
Right.
And the family, you fail to give the family a definition without knowing where you belong to, the poor class, the rich class, or the middle class.
Right.
However, you experience the hardship of those years.
Right.
Okay, now, back to the true story, though. And you just mentioned one point that I call the philosophical. That was a part when you said that the hardship that you experienced have done a little foundation work for you psychologically to deal with future problems.
Exactly. Yeah.
Am I right?
Right.
Is that what you want to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, okay. Good. May I know, or may I ask, if I am asking anything wrong, if anything I should not supposed to ask? You just say, please move on.
Okay, sure.
Or you'll skip.
Okay.
So, may I ask what year were you born, please?
1965.
1965.
Yeah.
Or exactly.
Yeah.
My eye, all right? I'm proud of my eye.
Right.
Yeah, I'm exactly 50 years on top of it. Right. Okay. So, now, from 1965 to the year you came to the United States. What year you came to the States?
1988.
1988. That's 23 years later.
Yeah.
When you were 23.
Yes.
What happened to that year made you to the United States?
It's well, I want to give a background. I say because I'm really student. Really started hard. For example, when I was in
You're doing very hard.
Yeah, and also I know music because I played music, Chinese erhu once since I was very little.
Oh yeah, Evelyn Town told me that you were playing erhu, and as a matter of fact, you are not a bad player.
Well, yeah. In fact, my father, he was one of the best player in China.
Oh,
yeah. So I grew up like listening. Plus, my mom is really one of the best, singer. Oh. She can even sing from very small, tiny town all the way to capital of Jiangsu province, Nanjing. Where my father actually decided to give up everything to marry my mom.
So you got the DNA of your music.
Right. So because it's a great song, I can sing well, and so. Erhu, the singing machine. So basically, I say my erhu.
Okay, very good. Yeah. Today, my dear friends, the story might seem simple, but if you keep listening, you will find out there is a spiritual willpower in the story, the personal story, that I admire so much. He made where he is now. It is not for nothing. It is for hard work. That's for extremely hard work. So stay with us. Mr. Dr. Yu, Steve Yu, will share with you more of his personal story so that it could be referential for you for your New Year resolution. Stay with us, please. Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to the show, Jack Chow on the East West Show with the G&E TV. To be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, when there are too many politics to talk about, with a rather subtle, to think a little moment, to think who we are, what we have done, what we have in store for us for the future. A short future, midterm future, long-term future, whatsoever. Basically, you're talking about you, nothing, nobody but you be the boss. All right, now, with me today is my good friend, Dr. Stephen Yu. Mr. Yu, Dr. Yu has a doctorate degree in pharmaceutical science. And he's now working as one of the most important researchers of Nectar Therapeutics. Very, very big name, a big firm, one of the top 10 of this entire world in the field of pharmaceutical industry. And lots of talent, lots of seniority, a lot of research work, and so on and so forth, made him so much. And it is his personal story I would like to share with you. For that, it will probably be referential to your New Year resolution. So go back to the story, though. Now, 1988, when you came to the United States.
Correct.
Right, you came because you worked so hard, right? With your academic and with everything else you had, right?
It's also a miracle. Yes.
Also a miracle. So how miracle it is?
Okay, I just give a brief, just say about my. In 1981, I entered China Pharmaceutical University. Mm-hmm. In that, actually, it was the highest score,
All right.
Top score. And in 1 year, I also in the English competition, I was like far ahead. I got #1. Mm-hmm. And so soon actually got the attention of school leaders.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and of course there are also opportunities. For example, the top score can go to study abroad, but I lost the opportunity. Didn't give it to me, so I wasn't really happy. But I always say I want to come to United States.
Anyway, yes. In year 1988, you came to United States.
Yes.
Where did you land?
I landed in actually Philadelphia College.
Philadelphia College.
Which actually is the largest school pharmacy in the United States or North America.
I see.
Because China Pharmaceutical University is the largest China.
You landed Philadelphia to continue with your college, right?
No, actually for Doctor of Science, PhD.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was first 100% funded by the Philadelphia College of Pharmacy of Sciences.
I see. Philadelphia College of Pharmacy.
Yeah.
And you there working for your doctorate degree.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
You got your master's degree back there in China?
No, nothing. Actually, I said in China it was so difficult.
So you skipped your bachelor degree or a master degree?
Master. No, I got the BS Bachelor from China Pharmaceutical University.
Okay. Bachelor from China Pharmaceutical.
Yes.
And the master?
No. Actually, then I assigned to Tianjin.
You skipped the master.
Right.
You directly jumped onto your doctorate degree.
I worked 3 years in Tianjin.
Oh, I see. All right.
Actually,
good.
I was trained also in Beijing Computer Research, the institute.
I see.
So I learned computer programming. I kind of developed one of the, that time a field called pharmacokinetics, like drug kinetics. That computer program, I developed joined as a 6-member team. Those are the very like Chinese leaders in the field, and I become one of the member and made a product. So actually, I was also noticed by the United States. That become one of the reason I got 100% funded.
I see. 100% scholarship.
Yeah.
For your
tuition and teaching
for your whole course of doctorate study.
Yes.
Very good. And what year did you get your doctorate?
1992.
Doctorate degree. 1992, 4 years later.
Yeah, actually slightly less than 4 years because I came in October 10th, and so I graduated like September. But it's record-breaking. Even for someone from China without a master, can even finish in 4 years. It's just unbelievable. It's just even.
Were you among the genius group? I believe back then there's kind of, I don't know, there's a right call or miscall for those young people to be among the genius group, so that they use different routine or different even curriculum system whatsoever to treat them. Were you belonging to them?
Actually, maybe I'm really talented because I demonstrated my mathematics talent in mathematics competition in China. But still, I never got any special treatment opportunity. Actually, I was taken away many because, for example, I took English exam in the whole country, China's pharmaceutical administration. I was number one. Then there are opportunities that I'm supposed, for example, to study in like Japan, but somebody always took my spot. So eventually, faced one by one, frustration. Then I got the opportunity from United States, 100% funded by United States. Has
so
nothing
this
to do with
time,
China, right?
this time for real.
Yeah, it's
nobody can
private.
sneak. Nobody can sneak in.
Right.
It is a you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Yeah. And from there on, what did you do?
Then once I to America, it's a miracle. I actually second year I was in United States, America. I became the president of international students in the Philadelphia College of Sciences. So I'm really so lucky, fortunate. And then after my PhD, I got offer from the world's largest pharmaceutical company, Novartis, for the postdoc training. Then I finished that in 18 months exactly.
I see.
And before becoming here, I also got my green card at the same time, and I got the opportunity in Genetic Institute in Cambridge, Boston.
Oh.
Yeah, where near my dream place, Harvard or the MIT. Yeah, so I was really doing very, very well at that time. Genetic Institute represent the best, the company in the United States. Later now it's part of the Pfizer, the number one pharmaceutical,
Okay, it's strange. I still recall that in the beginning of this discussion, you mentioned that what experiences back then in China you witnessed along with the poverty serves you as a foundation for future hardships, right?
Right.
And by talking to you all the way till 1992 or 94, I don't see any hardship. How come there's hardship?
Well, they think that way. When in the college, why I didn't get into the graduate school in China. Even 3 years.
No.
Yeah.
Forget about China, okay?
Right.
And it's been too long a story.
Right,
I don't want to go that long.
Okay.
In the United States, though, you said your experiences of poverty gave you a foundation to deal with the future hardships.
Right.
Hard times whatsoever. Right. So, any hardship? Okay, anyway, let's take a short moment out. When we come back, we'll find out that philosophical point, how it worked, or probably we missed something, we will pick up still. Please, stay with us. We'll be right back, please. Hello, my dear friends, my lovely audiences. You, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show at the East-West discussion. for a New Year resolution, we got some references. A good friend of mine, Dr. Steve Yu, has some personal story. I myself found very encouraging from his personal story. And to put it in one word, it is not everybody gets so lucky as he was. It is not everybody gets so unlucky as he was. He was both ways. So now, let's touch the hardship part, right? Now, you mentioned what you had experienced in the past back in China served you as a foundation for dealing with your future hard times, right? So, what are the hard times or hardships that came upon you?
Yes, that's
after you started in the United States, after Philadelphia College of Pharmacy.
Yes.
Because so on and so forth. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, that's where then I have to introduce a beautiful woman. You know, now she's my wife. She was one of the is talented student from China, the University of Sciences of Technology in cell biology. So I introduced her to Philadelphia College of Pharmacy Sciences in 1990 for a doctor in pharmacology and toxicology.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
she was so confident. She also tremendous, excellent character, personal. It's amazing. Great Chinese. Her Chinese.
Great character. Great personality.
Yeah, he has top 10 in both mathematics and cell biology. So I say I want to help her to get the field into our pharmacokinetics, and she will be the future of our field. So, but then life is challenging. There are unexpected events.
Were you married back then?
No. I never even dreamed of marry her. I just feel she's such a talented. She also never even thought about marrying me either. So when the time, for example, I'm getting my green card, I told her I can joke. So if you marry me early, you can get your green card. But she never. She thought she can haul herself. Yeah.
You're a worshiper.
Yeah.
You're only a worshiper.
Okay. Right. It's good service for country.
And what happened later?
Yeah, because my wife, because her, has some personal, family tragedy.
So, what definition was that she is now your wife?
Yes.
Right. You married her somewhere in between.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Between now and back then. Right.
I met her in 1994 after I started my first job in
1994. Okay. Yeah. Now you're talking about between 1992 to 1994.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to confuse my audiences. So what happened then?
She basically lost everything. She didn't get her PhD. She
Why?
suffered because the tragedy, because her she has a parents who kind of raised her up. Or murdered in the
her parents?
Not her, biological parents, but
adopted parents. Adopted parents. Yes. Correct. What happened to them?
There's some people intruded their home and murdered them. Even now, we just nobody still we haven't found
Okay. Now her adopted parents were murdered.
Yes.
In China or in United States? In China.
Yeah.
So
my wife heard the news, and plus
she heard news.
Yeah, heard news.
And that's a blow. That's a blow to her.
Yeah. Then she for maybe related, so she didn't pass her oral, because for the field of pharmacology and toxicology, the English language requirements are very heavy. She only in the school for 2 years, 3 years.
I see.
She kind of anxious. She tried to.
Okay, she failed her test.
Right.
And what happened?
Then she suffered. Then she lost her. The teaching assistantship, research RA. So means
she lost that.
She lost everything basically. So she has to return to China. And
she had to return to China.
Right.
She had to go back.
Right. And she kind of suffered a panic attack. She couldn't breathe. So
panic attack. Okay.
Then so in the hospital, I went to the hospital. Doctor told me, maybe she will never recover. I mean, because
Okay.
this disease, so
Okay. All
challenging.
right. Okay. Okay. Is the psychological?
Panic attack, yeah, it's more like maybe related to maybe schizophrenia, or maybe
okay,
but that's really hard. But certainly it's just so difficult. Even couldn't breathe well.
Okay. Make a long story short. Something happened in her life.
Right.
Has changed her.
Right.
Has psychologically blew her away
Right.
from where she was.
Right.
And then what did you do? And what happened?
Then of course I called her, home, and seems to be nobody, willing to, to accept what happened. So I don't want to see her on the street. And I thought I had all the opportunity. I have my green card, the best job, a doctor. So I decided to marry her so she would have medical insurance. Yes.
In other words, you came to her to prove your love
Right.
by marrying her
Right.
at her most difficult time.
Correct.
Did she know that you did it at the right time? At what time?
Well,
Or did she appreciate the fact
that
what
time
you
she
would have
didn't
done?
really think. She kind of even more like it's just it's almost it looks like it's difficult to survive long. Yeah, she doesn't know much so she then later had depression syndrome.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. Let's not meander too much to to her medical condition.
Right.
I'm just saying that her medical condition made her in a very bad shape, and when she was in that very bad shape, you came to marry her.
Right.
And did that marriage change her life?
Yeah, she's at least in a short period of time she was happy. And then I always tell her, say, I'm going to send you to Harvard University or Stanford, which is I think is much better than Philadelphia College. To try to power her up.
Right, okay, I know.
Yeah, and she briefly was happy, but something I think physiological also. I think it's not just the good work. You can just power her up. Yeah. So then I faced with a very difficult winter of how to.
From the time of marriage, was she ever able to work?
No, never.
Was never able to work until now.
Correct. Technically is correct.
Technically
but
correct.
like a year afterwards, we came to California. Then she was able to enter Stanford University to got her second master in statistics. That's another story. Yeah.
All right, that's another story.
Yeah.
But I'm asking, from the time that you guys get married till now, she has never been able to work.
Correct. Never worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were the one supporting the family.
Yes.
And you were the one supporting her.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have any children?
No, because of her health. I say it was almost impossible even for me to just take care of her. Because I went through bankruptcy, because I found I borrowed, I remember I borrowed like a credit card, like 25% interest for her Stanford University tuition, which that time was nearly $60,000 for all those things a year. But then after she got her degree, then she kind of collapsed, her health. Yeah.
Now, in other words, you did a gamble, try to bring her to Harvard University for medical school for her her doctor degree.
Right.
Which she worked and she failed.
Didn't work. Just taking class. She got did her master of statistics first.
Okay.
In Stanford University.
And then the money you bought from a credit card.
Right.
Totaling $60,000.
Each year, actually, I borrowed.
Each year.
Yeah.
For how many years in a row?
2 years.
For 2 years.
Yeah.
That's 120,000.
Right, right.
120,000. That's credit debt.
Yeah.
How much were you making that time with being a doctor?
Well, I was only probably 65K
65.
with some stock options,
Stock option. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I have
So-
to sell everything, and also.
In other word, you borrowed almost everything of your total worth,
Right.
right? So, did that pay off?
Well, I think it's a historically. I think that's important because almost very few women, got a Master of Statistics from Stanford. That's record breaking. I think I want to honor that, and so that's why I try best part. Even she couldn't work, I
understand.
Still,
I understand. Yeah, but my question was that how did you get yourself back on balance? So I mean, you're talking about $120,000 or $30,000 in debt. You're making only that much on an annual basis.
Well, eventually in like 2001, I had to file bankruptcy.
All right, you did file bankruptcy.
Correct.
You got that or got rid of that.
Yeah, it is that not just money. If that 100K for them I can get, or from the point is that when people for them my wife in depression, she's like open like a credit card account like more than a dozen ever. So I had that's very difficult for me to handle that anymore because. So we had to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's stick to the point.
Right.
So you filed a bankruptcy. Did the bankruptcy bring you back to where you were?
Yes.
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 And during the whole time, were you still sticking to your own job?
Correct.
You never left your job.
No, actually, from the time my wife in Stanford University, I was in San Francisco Bay Area. A different company was a leader in drug delivery called Alza Corporation between 95 to 97. So, but I lost my job at the end of 97. So I had to move 1 year to Richmond, Virginia. Then 99 back to LA.
Oh yeah. In other words, you want to tell me there is a time you were out of a job.
Yes, actually, and also challenges. See, even when I was in San Francisco Bay Area, I also faced personally very most difficult challenge. For example, like a story, like I remember 1997 is a year Hong Kong returned to China.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I like during a dinner time, somebody asked me my thought about that. I absolutely say very amazing. I'm so glad to see that. I see China had gone through Chinese people.
No, forget politics. Forget politics. Come on.
Right.
Stick to your own story.
Right.
So you're saying that you filed a bankruptcy.
Before that, yeah.
Before that, okay. Bankruptcy brought you back.
Right.
To where you were.
Right.
Right. Okay. Now, what is the point? What is the point of a hardship? What was the thing that supports you to keep on fighting?
Because I'm a doctor in pharmaceutical sciences, I'm supposed to innovate, create new drugs, develop new drugs. Always try to making impossible possible. So that's my mission. So I always had the hope, that someday we can find a medicine that can cure my wife. And yes, apparently it's a difficult time. We had to fight bankruptcy. My wife's kind of dying. That's very difficult.
Right, okay.
And when, for example, she had to, police even has to, I have to go to the court because when she drive, speeding and also don't stop at the red sign, red light. And I have to even hire a lawyer to take care of her.
Okay.
So it's very difficult.
Very good. Very good. My dear audiences, the more I listened, the more I came to realize that he's been doing a hell of a job. And for that much to compromise, he must have put up the most extreme efforts that he could ever. I wonder if you follow the story. If you do, you must feel the same way I feel. Let's take a very short moment out. Let's find out there is always a hope there. Okay, he mentioned love, trust, and hope. Faith,
and hope.
love, and hope.
Yes.
Right, and there is always hope. Let's see, both spiritually and mathematically. I mean medically. Let's see where the hope is. Say with us, please. Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome back to the discussion. It's a discussion between man to man. It's a discussion between a host to a doctor of pharmaceutical science. And it's a discussion between the host to her wonderful husband to a wife whose medical condition has refrained him for more than 20 years. And in other words, sabotaged or destroyed his life for more than 20 years, and yet he is still trying very hard. So welcome back to the discussion, sir.
Thanks.
So Dr. Yu, tell me this. I believe that you have the faith, the love, and the hope, right? The faith, you don't have to explain because we did it already. And the love, you don't have to explain because we did it also, right? Because you were only a worshiper around her when she was in her best days, and you approached her only when she collapsed. Okay? And then you married her. And from there on, you took the whole burden to carry that all the way till now. And still, I don't see hope to the present day. Maybe a doctor does, I don't see. So to medically describe her condition, what is that?
Well, the major thing is, let's see, it's a simple word is she sometimes can hear non-existing voice because she feels she was not successful, she didn't get her doctor degree. Mm-hmm. Maybe she heard some people curse her or her old classmates.
Okay, whatever. Yeah. Just say she may think she hears something.
Right.
So, in other words, she may hear some strange sound or voices.
Right.
And what is that? What else is that?
And on the same time, she had the one of the most severe form of diabetes. So basically, her sugar level can be more than 600 or 700. Can be very extremely dangerous. So basically, she has to take insulin injection every day, several times.
She has to do the injection.
She doesn't want to. So the doctor only requires me to do that. So I have to basically like her personal bodyguard all the time.
On the tummy thing?
No, we try to if I'm have like a meal with her, then I will give her also like a very short term insulin. But and also in the morning or evening, I can give her like a long the release, sustained release insulin.
Bigger dose.
Another like for sustained deliver insulin slowly. So maintain longer time. So
okay, whatever.
Right.
And diabetic the situation is the second problem. And what else?
It could be the major, and then it's called like a schizophrenia. If it's like a hearing non-existing voice, because that means she cannot drive.
Yeah, that you mentioned.
Yeah.
What else condition does she have?
That's in primary too. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. That's the diabetes. But
So those problems prevented her from functioning as a wife.
Correct.
And does she do any housework?
She's more like artist. She's a great, student. Or she always do things very creative, innovative. For them, she can read a book, and for them making bread or something, even better than a restaurant. But she just do it once. Or she figures things. She like to experiment.
Yeah, the moment is gone, she's gone, right?
Yeah, she's still talented. She's very talented. Yeah.
She's very talented, however, never last.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
For example, her Chinese writing is probably one of the best. There's a case prove that because it's doing so difficult. It's not me fighting alone or my wife, fighting alone, because we got miracle support, great people support. That's why we survived. It's not just say.
What kind of support do you have?
Actually, the miracle at the most difficult time I remember in a time she was in Stanford. She somehow found when I helped her, actually arrange her, case, and I found, and she also found she has a very influential uncle, who is a senior advisor to the president of Taiwan, Jiang Yanshi, who's very generous, secretary in general to the Nationalist Party. I mean that man is one of the best men I ever knew. At the most difficult time, I remember in the 1994, in the Thanksgiving, after the 100 years Nationalist Party celebration party, he even called us. That gives us tremendous. When I was almost dead because I cannot handle.
Was she born from Taiwan?
No.
She was born in China. She was born in China.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
But she her grandfather has a sister, who has a son, which is.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Never important.
Right.
I don't even know who you are talking about.
Right.
Let's see. Medically, is there a hope? What kind of hope is there to cure her condition?
That's remain nowadays still most challenging. Some people can say it can be short, can be another 100 years. I mean, because the human brain, we still know very little. We still very difficult.
Are you talking diabetic, or are you talking about the fact that she
schizophrenia or brain disease?
What is Steph?
Schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia. That is a mishearing.
You call it 精神分裂. Schizophrenia.
I see.
That, but for diabetes, we see the light can be very soon. We may find a cure. Maybe
so
10
diabetic
years.
cure within 10 years?
It's likely, very likely.
Oh, I see.
Now we see the sign.
I would trust your words because you were in the line, right? You were in the line.
Right.
So within 5 to 10 years, there will be a cure?
Yeah, I'm really optimistic.
Oh, I see.
Because we already got this year. We have seen first gene editing drug approval just last week. That's very amazing. Remember, like 3 years ago, I was in Genetic Institute.
I see.
That, but then it took another 23 years. Now we see the first gene editing, drug, approval. So that's really encouraging. So I always have great hope.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
all right,
hope,
good.
Yes.
Well, hope is always good. So as long as you have hope. So back to your New Year resolution. And I have to adopt his 3 words: faith, love, and hope.
Right.
The FLH.
Right.
Those are big 3 words. So for those of you who are having hard times, right, you want to make sure that you do have the faith in yourself, the faith in each other, right? And then for those of you who seems to lose some power, you probably will find it in your love. And for those of you who need help, well, there's a hope there. There's always hope. All right, my dear friends, so much for today, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and to Dr. Yu, thank you.
Thank you.